Hello, everyone. Nice to talk to you again. Tom Cresswell, Director on the board of the Society of Sports Therapists. I'm joined today by Richard Collins, Senior Sports Psychologist with the English Institute of Sport, and I'm not afraid to admit that Rich Collins is a close friend of mine, which is why I'm talking to him about a subject we talk about quite a lot. It's time to talk. It's good to talk, and this week we're talking about being socially connected and looking after our mental health by reaching out to people. So Rich, if we can jump off with this kind of statement, how much truth is there to the old adage of a problem shared is a problem halved?
Yeah, hi everyone. The amount of benefits from being able to share problems, to talk through concerns, and just generally truth about people. There's a whole load of research behind that, from specific from a therapy setting right through to helping people maintain positive mental health. And even just starting from a therapy perspective, one of the biggest things from psychological readiness to return to sport is around social support and people feeling that through the tough times, and in their case, injury, having someone around them that can help them and hear their concerns about their rehab process, and actually getting back, and maybe their fears of getting back to performing, having someone there to share that with is really important. And if they have a team behind them or someone behind them that's supporting them with that, it makes them feel more ready when they're back to sport.
Nice. So what you're kind of tilting towards the fact that our therapists working with patients is not to shy away from the fact that we are psychological support as well as technical injury support, almost psychology by proxy. That's something we've talked about before. Absolutely. Lots of therapists are a little bit unsure about themselves acting as sports psychologists and have difficulty accepting that as part of their role. Is there anything you can offer in that realm as to almost put them at ease, that there isn't an expectation that they are sports psychologists, but to recognise the power of them being an ally and being socially connected to their athletes?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is not to feel like they're a psychologist, just feel like they're a person and they're working with another person. And the biggest thing with helping people feel supported is just recognising the holistic whole of them. So you might have an injury that you're working with, or I might have a psychological sport situation that I'm working with. But actually, if we work with a person first and build a really good foundation of support, so you develop trust with them, they trust you, they enjoy spending time with you, they'll be more engaged with you. If you do all of that first, then actually the work you do, the profession that you do with them, actually is probably going to be better. So I think that the take home from that is work with the person that's in front of you. If you work with that person, the athletic work you're doing with them will probably just resolve itself, because they'll trust and engage with the stuff you're doing.
And me as the therapist trying to close the loop on that information, I'm thinking, well, where do I start with that? And it sounds to me like in my therapy world that I want to start with my really solid biopsychosocial assessment, because also in that I learned so much about the patient's life that the way I've always found into building rapport initially is I find common ground. You're never one or two connections apart from something in having some sort of similarity or something in common with your patients, and a really good biopsychosocial assessment seems to help uncover that common ground. Is it just to put you on the spot here and maybe draw us to a close, is it okay to almost to weaponize that information and deliberately use it, to deliberately build rapport? So you're not just waiting for that patient that you happen to become friends with, but to deliberately use the information they give you as a lever to create trust, to build that social connectedness.
Absolutely. If you've got someone who talks to you a lot about the time they're spending with friends, family, they go out and they do things, you've got someone who's indicating to you that being around people energizes them. So therefore, if you are someone that can be there with them and be an energy with them, they're going to leave your sessions with energy. If they're talking about actually, maybe when they leave your sessions or discussion, they're like, I feel much better, or they look a bit more relaxed, then you know that they enjoy people to help relax them. And that's really important, is to work out, what role do you play? Are you energizing or are you relaxing them? And I think that comes around quite nicely, is also from a mental health perspective, is when your friends and family, You know what they're like. You know how they respond to your presence or your not presence. Use your presence to relax them, to energize them, and particularly in times where maybe we can't get out to do what we need to do, we're traveling or we have lockdowns or anything else, actually connecting with people and helping them develop their mental health and keep positive in their mental health is really important.
Nice, Rich. That's enough clever for one day. Yeah, thanks very much for your help. And
No
we may have to call on you sometime in the future for more on subjects like this. That was great. Thanks very much.
No problem. Thanks, Phil. Cheers.